Welcome to the second part of our series on Emilia-Romagna.
In this episode, we'll continue our gastronomic tour of the northern Italian region and follow the trail of food to the castle town of Vignola for a look at how Italy's most precious vinegar is made. And then to the city of Modena to see how the team behind the world's best restaurant is reintroducing the ancient ingredients and traditional recipes of Emilia-Romagna to the modern age. We'll have more food on the menu with a side dish of the region's famous sports car heritage.
You just gotta love this city.
And magnificent architectural history.
So join us, I'm David Celdran, and this is Executive Class.
If Bologna is La Grassa, the fat one, that's partly because the capital of Emilia-Romagna is surrounded by some of the richest farmlands in Italy. The fertile land is where the wheat for pasta is grown, the source of cow's milk for Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, pork for prosciutto, and grapes for making aged balsamico. That one other ingredient of Emilia-Romagna that has put the region on top of Italy's gastronomic map. Authentic balsamic vinegar is produced exclusively in Modena, a province that includes the quaint castle town of Vignola, where local producers sell their prized balsamico at the weekend market. Apart from Aceto Balsamico Tradizionale di Modena, traditional barrel-aged vinegar, the town is also known for its towering medieval castle, La Rocca. Few know about the fortress, so the few tourists make it perfect for exploring the grand Gothic frescoes of the castle and the towering walkways that open up to panoramic views of the countryside. It's hard to believe such an impressive structure belongs to such a tiny town.
It's really pretty. But the small town of Vignola is often overlooked, at least by those people who are on their way to Modena or to Bologna. But compared to those two other industrial cities, this place, Vignola, gives you a better taste of the traditional Italian way of life.
Indeed, a weekend market brings you back to that time when Vignola was a bustling market town on the crossroads of Emilia-Romagna.
Just to give you an idea of how some things never change in Vignola, in the 1600s, there used to be a lucrative trade in chestnuts coming from the mountains nearby. And they would be sold right here in this ancient marketplace, right underneath the castle. Well, take a look behind me. They're still selling chestnuts today.
You won't find anything you can't get at Bologna's markets, but the atmosphere is more intimate, the food is simpler, and the prices much cheaper than in the big cities.
Alright, there's a typical snack in this part. It's just fried dough and some prosciutto di Parma. Really simple. But like everything else here, really tasty. Yummy.
And best of all, everyone just seems nicer around here.
Grazie mille. How much?
Ah no, questo è da assaggiare, dopo poi se vuoi, dopo la prendi, ok?
Grazie mille, grazie mille. She gave it as a gift to me.
The sweet acidity of the balsamico and the rich fat of the Parmigiano cheese are making me crave for another local delicacy. Who'd ever think vinegar would work so well with ice cream? Well, with balsamico, it really does. It even looks like chocolate syrup. It's so much better. This is my new favorite dessert. It's just vinegar, but why does balsamico from Modena taste so wonderful? Perhaps a visit to Acetaia de Bago in Vignola will help explain why.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Diego, right? Diego.
Ciao. Welcome.
The family-owned farm of Diego Gozzoli produces just enough for his friends and relatives, and the occasional curious visitor like me. It's more of a passion project than a commercial business. Diego's way of continuing a proud local tradition passed from generation to generation.
So why do you think you want to continue this tradition?
Because this is tradition of my family, so I think it's important to transfer this passion from my father to my son, okay, and go ahead until we can, because it's very important to remain Modenese forever.
Traditional balsamic vinegar from Modena follows an ancient and strictly regulated recipe, starting with local grape varieties that are grown in Modena only. After the fruit is pressed, the liquid or the must is cooked and left to ferment naturally.
This is the acidification of the product, so we wait about 1 year and all the alcohol become acetic acid.
Okay. This is first stage.
Yeah, because the acetic acid is the important thing to preserve the product for 12 or 25 years.
Yes, 12 to 25 years, that's how long it takes to age balsamico naturally. Though at this stage, it's just plain vinegar really. Upstairs is where the magic happens, where the balsamico develops its complex aromas and flavors in small barrels made of various types of wood.
We use 5 different kind of wood, and mulberry, chestnut, oak, cherry and juniper, because every wood gives different kind of flower.
After 12 years in the barrel, a portion of the vinegar is moved across a series of casks.
So what did we just do? We transferred the balsamico in this barrel into the smaller one.
Yeah. Every winter we take product from here and transfer here to refill this to 80%, okay? Every winter we have to do this process.
Just once a year?
Yeah, once a year.
That's every year after the 12th, until it reaches 18 or 25 years old and ready to be bottled as certified Aceto Balsamico Tradizionale di Modena by the local consortium. No wonder each barrel is worth so much money. For families like Diego's, these are heirlooms passed on to their sons, or dowries offered at a daughter's wedding. For everyone else, including me, balsamico is enjoyed as a condiment. The sweet acidity is a perfect match for the high-fat content of Emilia-Romagna's food.
How do the locals enjoy balsamic? Is it every day you take it? Is it only on special occasions?
No, we use normally every day.
Okay.
Okay. So put this on parmesan.
Wow.
Okay, this is the...
Look how thick that is, right? It's almost like syrup.
Yeah.
It's almost like chocolate syrup.
No, and people use also this to, after lunch or after dinner, to wash the mouth, okay? Like a digestive.
Like an astringent, but a nice kind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that. Diego, thank you so much. Grazie mille.
Nice
And
to meet you.
Grazie mille. You're the next, okay?
Okay.
12 years from now, you will be doing what your papa is doing.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Grazie. Grazie.
It's great how some Modenese can stay so loyal to the past and embrace the future just as effortlessly. I'm about to see how that's done at one of the hottest dining spots in Modena City.
Okay, this is really exciting and yummy, by the way. We're at Franceschetta 58. It's not quite the Osteria Francescana, which is the world's #1 restaurant, but it's owned by the same person, this Massimo Bottura, who in fact is just a few tables away. We're a bit shy to approach him with a camera because he's eating. We respect his privacy. But I introduced myself to him earlier, and of course he said, "Welcome to Modena." Well, we are in Modena, and the food here celebrates this beautiful city, including the Lambrusco, a traditional sparkling red wine of the region.
Unlike its big sister, the 3 Michelin-starred Osteria Francescana, Cinque Otto is a much more casual place, though the menu is consistent with Bottura's vision of combining regional ingredients and recipes with modern imagination and techniques.
Emilia burger from Emilia-Romagna. It's really just a slider, but of course it's been leveled up to Bottura's taste levels. Emilia-Romagna in a single bite. Fantastico.
Off the bat, you can tell this isn't going to be a traditional lunch, but the salsa verde, the veal and pork patty, Parmigiano cheese, balsamic mayonnaise dressing, even the bun from local maraschino cherry yeast all reflect the region's terroir authentically. For the main dish, a heavenly mix of fat and acid. Oven-roasted belly of native pig with Lambrusco vinegar and local maraschino cherry sauce that balances the dish.
Ooh, look at that. That's a proper pork belly. It's so creamy. And for a reason, because the pork that's served here in this part of Italy, this region, is from pigs that feed on the whey, the byproduct in the production of Parmigiano Reggiano.
One of Bottura's signature dishes comes next, tortellini in Parmigiano Reggiano fondue. Instead of the traditional broth, the pasta is served in a soup of cream and 30-month-old cheese.
There's this interesting story about Massimo Bottura after the earthquake that struck Emilia-Romagna. And during that earthquake, a lot of these wheels of Parmigiano Reggiano, they fell apart, they broke apart, which means they couldn't be sold commercially. He bought up a lot of these wheels of Parmigiano and really fashioned his menu after that cheese. It was like recycling something so precious. And he was right. Why waste such a beautiful product?
For dessert, I'm picking out on 2, the chef's versions of zuppa inglese and tiramisu. Both use a lot of mascarpone, another Emilia-Romagna specialty.
If you're looking for something traditional, you won't find it here. What you do get, though, are traditional ingredients from the region. But the flavors, the combinations are all entirely modern. And that's why there's only one Massimo Bottura. Bravo to the chef.
That includes Francesco Vincenzi, handpicked by Italy's greatest contemporary chef, to helm Osteria Francescana's little sister.
So we follow the same philosophy from Francescana, so to choose the best ingredients we can find and to respect them, you know. And so we try to put, we usually work with the traditional ingredients, like, you know, we said before, Parmigiano, aceto balsamico, but put our experience inside in every dish, you know, in traditional dishes.
On the final stretch of our journey through Emilia-Romagna, we'll drive down memory lane and relive the region's legendary racing heritage. Then back to Bologna for a final farewell above the rooftops of the Red City.